Hi, it's Lynn again from the Stitch TV show. I haven't given you very many updates about the quilting just because I listen to things on my phone while I quilt, so it's hard for me to film and quilt at the same time because I'm kind of addicted to that. So you saw the last update. We were putting the Roman Josi quilt on the long arm. It's on the long arm now. I've quilted from about, I don't know, I want to say 18, 20 inches up. So now I'm kind of working on him, his body and face and stuff. And I kind of treat this, just to give you kind of the update, I kind of treat this like I would drawing something. So like I look at, like this part right here is his shoulder. Oh, these lights are really bright, so I don't think you're getting to see it. But this is his shoulder. So my contours of the quilting kind of go along that shoulder and elbow. This is his glove that he's holding, or part of his sleeve. So my quilting is kind of going and contouring it. I do a little bit kind of echo quilting, half echo, half thread painting. It's kind of a Lynn thing. I don't know if other people do it. So I'm just kind of doing the contour around this kind of thing. And then I'm going, this will be under his collar right here kind of thing. That's what this is, up to his other shoulder over here. That's actually his C right there. I don't think you can see it. That's his C for he's the captain of the team, so that's what that is, which doesn't look like it, but if you get far away from this thing, it really does pull that out. So it's really mostly contouring when you get to the image itself, and just making sure, the biggest thing with this kind of quilt is making sure that I hit every one of these little squares with some kind of stitching. Now I will say, you know, a lot of people have asked, hey, it's raw edge. Yeah, it's raw edge. Everything's raw edge. So this takes time because when you're moving your long arm, that hopper foot wants to flip up those edges. So I have to go slow to make sure I'm getting those edges down. Now, does every edge get put down? No, some of them get flipped up. But I'm okay with that because it's an art piece, because it gives me depth, because it gives me that dimension. It's because it's what I'm creating. And I know that's not a traditional quilt. I know it's not traditional how it looks, but I'm going for a different look. So that's kind of what this is. So anyway, that's the update. I will continue quilting on this. I think I've said this on the show before. I set timers for myself. So I will quilt for like an hour. I have my little watch and it's got time on it, and I'll quilt for so long. Then I'll go take a break, and then I'll come back in here and I'll quilt again, and I'll go take a break. I'm listening to a book right now. I listen to music and Hamilton. As you all know, I listen to Hamilton. I haven't done Hamilton yet on this quilt because this book's been pretty good. So that is where I am. That's where we are right now. And I've almost, like, see, about right here is the halfway point of this quilt. So I'm almost to the halfway point, which I'm pretty excited about. It's kind of graffiti quilted with the contours on the image, but the background, like where the crowd was and stuff, I just did graffiti quilting. So I do swirls for a while and then throw in, you know, some echo feathers, and then do swirls and back up against that. Totally not descript. Not a traditional pattern where I'm doing something just the same way all the way to the background. I wanted to change it up because I don't want it to be recognizable. You know, the fabric's really going to give me the standout. I'm trying to blend all my quilting to whatever the background is, which I don't always do. A lot of times I quilt with opposing threads. So this part is yellow, and so I've been doing kind of a goldish orange here. This part I did purple. The background, right, like in here and stuff, I did purple. A really dark purple, because it kind of fades more into the background with the blues and the browns and stuff like that. So I will pull in some gray for some of the gray areas. like this. I'll pull in gray. It's hard for you to see that that's gray because the light on the machine, but that's gray. So I'll pull in gray and then some more purple or black in here. So I'm kind of just matching what I can to the background. I think you'll be surprised to see that this is his face, which doesn't look like a face, right? It totally looks like a blob of fabric, but this is face, and I'll probably be pulling in, the phone's ringing, and I'll probably be pulling in like just the pink that kind of where it is on it itself. So anyway, that's where I am, and so we're just going to continue to keep quilting, making sure I hit every piece of fabric, and I will talk to you later. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a little texture of how I'm adding texture to the background. So this is like a shadow area. So I'm just doing kind of an overall meander on it. But the thing is, because this is all, you'll notice that I have to keep my hand really close to the needle because this is all pieces that are raw edge. So when I'm going in here, I have to make sure that the raw edges stay down and don't flip up. So, and then I have to make sure that thread gets on every piece. So it's kind of hard to do, but it takes time. See, notice that piece is flipping up, so I have to hit it and go back. I don't have any rules about not, you know, backtracking or anything over the stitches, because this is texture that I want in the background. So this is right next to this, the side of his hockey pants right here. This is really probably a shadow. That's the backboard, right next to the ice. So I'm really just adding texture, but you can see it's like an all over meander. It's tight. I would say it's about 1/4 inch apart kind of thing. So that's that. So that's how I'm adding texture to the background, and notice I kind of did that in that area. So the next thing I'm going to do is his hockey pants, which look like shorts. I told my husband they look like shorts, and he said they're hockey pants, so I can't call them shorts. So anyway, so that's that. I'm halfway done with him. So I've got the bottom part, like from here down, is kind of like ice. These are his hockey shorts and his legs, and then his gloves are up here and stuff, so I got to figure out actually where his gloves are to make sure I do the texture that would recognize his hand instead of, you know, his hockey pants. So anyway, all right, that's the next step, finishing all the texture for the backgrounds. All right, well, be sure and like, share, and subscribe, and we will talk to you later on the stitch.